Yes, I'll admit, I am a Sonic fan. It's not really surprising, considering the fandom is quite big, but I do have a story to share. It happened to me and someone I know, and I'm hoping you all can listen and maybe help me find some answers. I wanted to go back to my childhood, and I dug up some of my old Sega cartridges recently. I found a few good ones: Altered Beast, Alex the Kid, the usual stuff. I then found my original copy of the first Sonic game. One of my favorites. I always remember running through Green Hill Zone and defeating Dr. Robotnik. Good memories. Memories I wanted to relive. However, the cartridge looked a little weird, like it was warped. The artwork was not how I remembered it being. Curious, I stared at it for a couple minutes. I figured that this might have just been an old cartridge, I might have just been misremembering things. I put it in my Genesis and prepared myself for a great time once again. The classic start screen came up with Sonic waving his finger and giving his trademark smug look. Well, I proceeded to try, at least, to beat the entire game. I wanted to see if there were any secrets that I had forgotten, so I pressed some of the buttons on the start screen again to see what would happen. And surprisingly, I was thrown into a zone that I was unfamiliar with. The title card read, Frost Zone. In my mind, I thought that maybe it was a Christmas-themed one. The zone started up, and Sonic was in his familiar expressions. I quickly noticed that this sprite was from the third game. Odd, I thought to myself, because, after all, this was supposed to be Sonic 1. How is this even possible? I shrugged it off, began the level. It was snowing hard. The background was a little dark, like it was some kind of blizzard level. Sonic emoted, being a bit cold, but he shook it off and encouraged to get through it. I remember the background music sounding like a distinct, heavy drum melody. And the more I progressed, Sonic seemed to get colder and colder, even squinting his eyes and holding himself up for comfort. I was getting a little uneasy. And then it began a fight with Dr. Robotnik. Evil smile on his face, driving what looked to be some sort of snowmobile with a giant plow in front of it. I tried to get Sonic to jump, but he looked weak and didn't even try to move. I could see his animation shivering, chattering his teeth. Robotnik just sat inside the vehicle watching his opponent, just suffering, laughing just a bit more sinister than he usually did. Sonic then fell to his knees, and, to my guess, froze to death. The game over jingle played as it faded to black. I was just speechless. What was this game? I turned off the system and thought about what I had just witnessed. I took out the game, placed it in my junk drawer, and aside from me recollecting all of it, I haven't played it since.